for my 2024 UFO quilt challenge this month that I am going to work on the quilts that I have started with using Ankara fabric. I have several quilts, and so these are the quilts that I decided to work on for February. The first one is a queen's quilt, and this is the quilt. It's African Queen's quilt. And this is the fabrics. This is the quilt. I already have this quilt has been already quilted. I actually sent it out to be, I pieced it, sent it out to be quilted. And I started this back in 2022, and it has been sitting here in my room since then, just ready to have the binding and a label put on. So I will be squaring this one up, putting on the binding and a label, and this one will be done. But this is the first quilts that I will be doing this month in February. The second quilt that I have is, this quilt is called Stronger Together. And this quilt pattern is on the website. It's a free pattern by the Fat Quarter Shop. And every year what the Fat Quarter Shop does is in February, the month of February, they put out a quilt that is a free quilt, and all they ask for you to do is donate. All they ask for you to do is donate to the National Negro College Fund. So you're making a donation, and you can pick up the pattern and do this quilt. In here, this is the Fat Quarter Shop's 2022's Stronger Together quilt, and I started it, but I never did finish it. So on this quilt, I decided that I wanted to do something different on the corners. With these are stitch and flips, and I decided to do something different on the sashing, and I just never got back to it. So anyway, so I need to finish up the sashing, have it quilted, binding, and the quilted, binding, and the label put on this one. So this one is will be on my list for February. The next one will be, this is a block of the month that my quilt guilds did. So we did this one last year, 2023, and actually all of us were still working on it. So this is actually a work in progress. It's not a UFO, but still, since I made it out of the Ankara fabric, and it's a very scrappy. It's a block of the month, so and so I decided to finish this one, and so I still have sashing because I want to put 2 more borders on this one, and then quilt it, and then have the binding put on it. But these are the 3 quilts that I decided to work on for the month of February 2024 for my challenge. Behind me is a quilt that I finished in, I think it's I did this one in 2020 during the pandemic. This one right here is the Underground Railroad quilt, and this is the one that I put together. This is actually the second time I've done this quilt, and on this one it has the story here of how the slaves, the runaway slaves, got to the north. And then another quilt that I did in 2021 was this one right here for Black Lives Matter. And again, this was a quilt that was a free quilt pattern online during the whole George Floyd incident. And they put out this quilt pattern, and I made this quilt from that. Yeah. So for February 2023, I got my 3 quilts that I'm planning on getting done. I have some other projects that I want to start. And with that too, also, there's Valentine's Day, and there's some projects that I was thinking about doing for Valentine's Day. So keep watching, and hopefully, I'm going to get those 3 quilts done this month, and we'll just see what other projects I get done for the month of February.